Hello, welcome to my humble homestead and Gardenside chat. So today I'm gonna show you how to make some wine at home. I've had a request for this from a few different people, and I have made some wine in my Instapot, but I will also show you a workaround if you do not have an Instapot, that you can just go ahead and do it in the bottle. Now I did at Costco, I did just pick up some 100% Welch's grape juice. So the biggest thing is, if you're gonna purchase your juice, just make sure it's 100% juice. My preference, of course, would be the organic, but we were at Costco, we just picked this up. I did it for the tutorial. I've seen other people on YouTube do it. So I'm gonna use the 100% Welch's grape juice. I'm gonna try to use it in some tinctures. I see a lot of homesteaders use homemade wine in tinctures. Now the tinctures made with wine versus the vodka, they last usually like a couple years versus the vodka lasting pretty much indefinitely, at least 10 to 20 years. But I'm still gonna try it, and so I'm gonna use this for that and see how it works. My juicer went kaput, so my preference would be to juice my own juice and then make it and see how that is. But I'm gonna try it with this. So it's a really cost effective. So we're gonna go, I've seen people use any kind of juice that's 100% juice that they've gotten. So I saw somebody do it with pineapple juice, cranberry juice, and then actually whatever juice that they have left over, they've mixed it all together and made just like a fruit punch wine. So yeah, so I'm gonna try it with this 100% Welch's grape juice. So let's get into it. The other thing that I use this is called wine yeast. I got this on Amazon. You can get wine yeast or champagne yeast. I'm also going to let you know that if people have done it with just bread yeast or plain yeast, this is a 64-ounce jug. So if you have a regular size juice bottle, you would use like a half a teaspoon of yeast. I'm going to use the whole one because this is, oh, not 64, this is 96 ounce, sorry, it's a big one. So I'm going to use the whole one. So if you have a 64 ounce, you would use the half a package or half a teaspoon. If you have the 96 like I do, you'd use a whole teaspoon. All right, then the other thing we need is sugar, because the yeast eats the sugar, which turns it into the alcohol. So disclaimer, if you are not of drinking age, please do not make this at home. If you are and you're making it for consumption, please be responsible. This does turn to an alcoholic drink. So I'm giving the disclaimer. I'm not giving this for anybody to use in an irresponsible manner. I use it for health benefits. So I just wanted to put that out there. So anyway, so I use pure cane sugar. That's what I get. I also at Costco, I get that they have a big bag. It's a pretty good price. But you know, you can also use the white sugar if that's what you have at home. The yeast eats it up, so it eats that sugar. Now, another video I'm going to do in the future is if you don't put the yeast in there and you just put the sugar, it actually turns to vinegar. So that's a way to make vinegar. So I'll be doing that in another video. So let's get started here. Super important, whatever you're using, you want to disinfect. So my Instapot, I completely disinfected it. As you all know, I use it for other things. So you can disinfect it how you ever want. If you want to use white vinegar, if you want to just use hot soapy water. Because I use meats and things in here, I actually did use a cap full of bleach with water. I let it soak. I rinsed as much as I could. Then I did the white vinegar. Then I did it. So I completely disinfected it, rinsed it out so much so there was none, not even a drop of bleach left in there. But I wanted it to be completely disinfected just because I do put meats in there. One thing, I mean, some people for the taste of wine, but we don't want any other bacteria growing in there. Some people's theory is, well, it turns to alcohol, it'll kill it. I just don't take chances with bacteria stuff in foods, as you know in my other videos. So whatever containers you're using, go ahead and disinfect them however you disinfect things. This is this is the completed version of it. This is a bottle that I used that has a little stopper and that lets it ferment. It's a fermentator. I'll show you this after. I wanted to show you the after process and how I'm going to kind of, some people really, I can't think of the word now. Here I go again. When they pour it off, you know, but I'm just going to show you how I just put it into another disinfected glass jar. And then you can see the little yeasty at the bottom. So this is a finished one. So let's go here. So if you don't have an Instapot, I'll show you how people do it that way as well. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you have a regular size juice bottle, you're going to pour off 1 cup. I have a big one, so I'm going to pour off 2 cups of juice. And then you do not discard that, you save that. So let me go ahead and pour that into this measuring cup here. So there's 2 cups. So we have 2 cups out of this bottle. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add the sugar into the bottle here. This bottle is, because it's brand new, I consider it disinfected enough. Nothing else has gone into it. So I'm going to just use my funnel, which also just came out of my hot dishwasher. So I'm going to pour, so in this big bottle, I'm going to add 3 cups of pure cane sugar. If you have a smaller bottle, you add 2 cups. So I know it seems like a lot of sugar, but it is. Honestly, it really is. But that's what we need. And so if you don't have the Instapot, I'll just keep talking. What you're going to actually do, there we go, I think there's a little chunk in there. What you're going to do is you're just going to make the wine right in this bottle. You're just going to put it in a dark corner of your house there, and you're going to make it in this bottle instead of the Instapot. So it might just, instead of, I think the process is kind of honestly the same length of time, but it might just take maybe 3 or 4 extra days. When I was watching the different videos, this one, I have this one here because it's almost empty. When I was watching the other videos, it seemed, they said like 7 to 10 days in the bottle. Well, you do the Instapot for 48 hours, and then you do the, and then you do like 7 days in your closet or a dark cupboard or something. Well, if you do just the bottle, you do 7 to 10 days. So I don't know the difference. Maybe I should just make one not in Instapot and see. But I made that one in the Instapot. So anyway, I'm going to just show you how to do both ways. So that's 2. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of sugar, but it does eat away at it. And 3. If I were to ever have, you know, like a glass of wine, I like a really sweet wine anyway, because I'm not a big fan of the taste of alcohol. So if we taste it, we'll taste this because it has a lot of sugar in it. And of course I'm making a big mess with this sugar. All right, then what we're going to do after we get the sugar in there, we're going to top it off with grape juice. We're going to leave just a tiny bit of head space because we're going to shake it up. Now this is the leftover juice. I'll pour it in the Instapot, but some people save it, mix all their juices together, and just have a, you know, like a fruit punch wine. But I'm only making one. This is going to be more than enough for my house. So, although it's funny how much we go through when we make those tinctures. So I shouldn't say that. It does actually take a lot to make those tinctures up. We went through 2 big bottles of, or 1.5 of the vodka. Okay, then the fun part, you put the thing on top and you shake it up. Shake, 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 shake. So you're basically mixing it all up. All that sugar. Mix, 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 mix. All right, and then I'm going to pour mine in the Instapot. Now, if you didn't have an Instapot and you just were going to make it here, what you would do is you would just leave the lid on lightly. Some people put a piece of plastic or tape over it just so it doesn't spill. And you would put this, just like this, into a dark area of your home, like a dark, warmer area, so it could ferment just like this. Then, so you keep it on, you know, just like I did with the sauerkraut. So you keep it on loosely, and then you would just burp it every day. Now, I suggest putting it in like a big bowl or something because my sauerkraut does leak, especially the first couple days because it bubbles up. And you just do that every day until you see that there's no more bubbling or that you don't hear any gas coming out. That's it. So that's how you make your wine without an Instapot. With the Instapot, you basically just pour it in. Like that. And then you can actually put the rest of your juice in here too. And then there's just two buttons you really need on here. One is the yogurt setting. So yogurt, and then it's at 48 hours, and then you want to make sure it's on the low heat. And then you keep it vented, and you set it on. And then every probably 8 to 10 hours, you just flip the vent closed, and then you flip it over until it's done. And that's it. And then you, when it's done, you put it in, you know, another disinfected bottle like this. So now this one, you can see there is no more fizz in it. Racking, that's the word I say. People rack their wine. So this, I'm actually just going to put it in this one, and then I'm going to take the label off, and I will probably actually take the black marker and put wine on it. Can you imagine if somebody, we don't need that, somebody grabbing it thinking it's juice. And then take this off. We want no mistakes. And I'm going to, somebody said that it definitely had quite an alcohol content. So I'm going to actually, so if you see underneath it, you can see that it has that yeasty. So I'm just going to, since I'm just using it for my house, I'm just going to pour it right into the bottle. I'm not going to do a whole racking off. There are other videos and things on that, but I'm just going to pour it. Into this bottle. There. See, I don't want to get that bottom layer there. There we go. There it is. Just gonna try to keep that. You can see this was a much smaller bottle of juice than the. All right. So this is the leftover yeast that you don't really want. So this we'll dispose of. Now this is the first, and I still see it has a little bit of fizz in it after I poured it. So I might, you know, you can let it sit. But here is the finished product of the first one I did. Now that has sat. This is the finished product. It does still have a little bit of fizz in the top, so you can tell it's homemade wine. But this has sat a good, you know, it did go through the 48-hour process, and this sat a good, I would say 7 days. So I'm just going to take a little taste to see what it tastes like. I work today, so I'm not just going to have a little tiny taste of it. I just am curious what it tastes like. So, well, it definitely smells. I mean, it has a pretty good color there. Definitely. I mean, it smells like grape juice with yeast in it. So let's see here. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like, it definitely has alcohol in there. Can certainly taste the alcohol. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it has quite a bit of alcohol in it, actually. For me, I think it tastes like it has quite a bit of alcohol. So, yeah, if you're looking for a very cost-efficient, cheap way to make wine at home, those are the two different ways to do it. If you want to do it with organic juice, I think that would be better. I'll probably try, I might try a different flavor and see how that comes out. But I just wanted to show you. I had some friends in the UK that really wanted me to show how to do this. So shout out to you. I missed you guys. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want me to show you anything else, please let me know. I'm happy to do so. Have a great day. Be blessed. And thanks for watching. Bye.